Hi everyone, Aiden here. If you're wondering about my odd positioning, my roommate wanted me to make this next video with a more witchy atmosphere, if you will. We got some mist coming from our, I don't even know what that is. Give me some emotion from the water and intelligence with the air, steam, and then, of course, a candle. And in fact, it's purple, and that's good for psychic abilities. And I'm an element of fire, anyways. They're giggling at the moment because they're enjoying this. Bringing on to my serious conversation, I wanted to talk about some of the reason why there's so many negative stereotypes out there for Wiccans and witchcraft, and that mist is starting to annoy me. I think the majority of it comes from religion, especially from the Christian religion. Not bashing them, but it's just the truth. That's where I face a lot of it, and most of it just has to deal with the fact that we worship a different what they view as a different divine being than they do. In fact, one of the things that this one Christian preacher was saying is that it's not logical for all paths to be considered the right one, or that it's illogical to say that there's more than one path to salvation. Many Wiccans agree with me. My view on any deities is that all of them are just different faces of the same divine. There's just different ways of looking at it. That's why there's so many gods and goddesses out there. And it really, when it comes to Wiccans, what god and goddess they choose, is just how they view the divine, really. And that doesn't, to me, make it right or wrong, because they're still being aware of that divine being out there. And it just goes around with respecting all religions, is that we're all worshiping the same thing, basically, but we're just doing different views, and that's why we should respect it, because there's a little bit of wisdom in every religion, even if it's just a tiny bit. Hollywood does also a lot with, I apologize for the train in the background. Hollywood does a lot with all the negativities out there. A lot of it dealing with cursing and, bringing up the dead, satanic rituals and all that. A lot of that's just Hollywood, and that was just meant for horror and just to rank in money. I've yet to meet a single witch who sacrificed babies, and if I did, I would recommend that they go to the institutional for the criminally insane. That, like I said, that's really all just the media in Hollywood. It's not real. I don't go out with the altar with a goat's head on it and then going using hexes to summon forth demons to haunt upon someone else. That's pure fiction. And a lot of the movies, especially like movies like as I've heard, Paranormal 3, do give witchcraft and witches a bad name, and they just don't really describe on what the actual religion is. It's just based on what people feared. And a big reason why there's so much hate towards Wicca and witchcraft is the magic itself is something they fear. They don't understand it, and it's an incredible power, especially when you're first casting. When I first did my first ever spell, I was so overwhelmed with the energy and the power behind it. It scared the living hell out of me, and I ran out of that area as fast as I could. And I didn't practice for a good 2 weeks, but after reflecting on it, I decided to go back and try it again, and I really learned to understand what it really is. And what Wiccans and witches do, basically, and any pagan really, is that we're diving into something that other people fear, and we're not letting that fear get the best of us. And I believe fear is the source of all hatred, all anger, all sorrow. I mean, well, not sorrow. Anxiety would definitely be one. And I believe that by diving into something that is normally feared by others, with the right protection, obviously, there's a difference between being brave and being stupid. When you're definitely testing something that you never know about, do your research, make the right protection, get someone experienced in, and you can still venture it by being safe, but don't let fear hold you back. Because a lot of the times, by holding back fear, you really don't learn what's really going on. And there comes a time when you're going to have to face what you fear, no matter what it is. I think that has a lot to do with why people fear witchcraft. A lot of it, like I said, like I was going to say, is pretty much it reflects a lot on religion. And in the Bible, there's a lot of things saying that one should not be a witch, and that it's work of Satan, and all this list of stuff. And people get brainwashed with that fairly easily, especially if they're raised into it. That's why a lot of very devoted members of other religions tend to say witchcraft is so evil, is that they were raised into it. And another reason is that they might have experimented when they're into the cult when they were younger, and they didn't use the right protections. And I find a lot of it happens with seances and Ouija board, and basically that darker craft. And what they do is they go and mess with something and not really put the right protection with it. It's kind of like playing with your father's gun without really being aware that the safety's off. You're just playing around and messing with it, and then next thing you know, you hurt yourself with it. And basically that's what happened. When you do stuff like Ouija boards and seances without the right protection, you are raising up a huge amount of power. And like I said in the last videos with demons, those negative spirits get attracted to that. And that's where you get a lot of the horror stories from. It's because people were messing with something stupid, and they didn't protect themselves. And that's essentially all it is. It actually gets me pretty angry when I hear about that, because it's just something stupid that you should really think about what you're doing and do your research. It's so frustrating. Because I constantly am telling people, do your research, take your time, do not go rushing into something without being fully prepared. And they do it anyways. But I guess that's how you learn. Anyways, enough with that rant. It's just, a lot of it I've noticed comes around also the fact that we don't have long set of rules saying we can't do this, that, this, that, this, that. And to me, by not having that list of rules, there is a more spiritual element to it. I feel like a lot of what the divine is something that we aren't really aware of, and we kind of have to dig deep into it. And without having that list of rules that we shouldn't have, we can become more enlightened that way. Sorry, my roommate's being silly.
I will kill you.
And I think he's cursing me now. Anyways, what was I saying? Without having that list, we can dig down deeper and become more spiritually enlightened. I'm doing a video.
Go on,
Alright. And it just, I feel like in order to really live life, you can't really base it on a list of books, a list of rule that a book says. And I feel like the reading is a big enough rule as it is, and that's really all you need is. It's just common sense, really. You just stop and think about your actions and think about is it going to harm you or others and take away their freedom? It's very simple, but very difficult to follow at times. And it makes us more aware of our, more responsible for our actions, and many people can't handle that. And I feel like and when they look at the people who don't handle it, the people who do, just harm themselves a lot. Like, I've heard of a few Wiccans who go into, well, former Wiccans, mind you, former. Say they go into a life of alcoholism, drug use, using sex a lot, having sex a lot, wow. I just feel like that they weren't really following the reading with that, because you really have to think about your actions, and those things are definitely harmful for you and towards others. And that's not what Wicca is. Or at least not to me. I don't know if you guys agree with that. You could definitely comment below. A lot of people are going to give you a lot of grief. Honestly, when you come out of the closet, you're going to have a lot of backlash. I guarantee that. I actually, when I first came out of the closet, my best friend told me that I was going to hell. And even though I'm still kind of friends with him, it's never been quite the same after that. It hurts. It hurts a lot. It really does. And at times I kind of regret coming out of the closet, but at the same time I need to be truthful about who I am. And I'd rather people not like me for who I am than like me for who I'm not. So really, when you come across all this backlash, the best thing, first off, listen to their arguments. Chances are they don't really know what Wicca really is, or witchcraft, and it just lessens the strength of their argument, and it shows how ignorant they are, and most of the time. Don't argue back. That's just counterproductive, and it just makes you look bad. It makes you go down to their level. Just walk away. It's the hardest thing to do, but walk away. That's usually the best way to finish. And do what I do. Talk to other Wiccans, especially those that are new to the craft. And instead of wasting your words and breath on them, save it for the people who will actually listen to you and actually learn from your experience and your lessons. Share your knowledge. A lot of people need it to grow. I'm not saying press your religion. I'm saying tell others your experience so that they can help. So they can help become better prepared for when they come out. And maybe one day people will accept Wiccans and witches and pagans, and I really hope that happens one day. I really do. It's just going to be a very long struggle, but we got to be strong, and we got to stay true to ourselves. Do not fall under that submission. Chances are, if you're here, there's no going back. It just isn't going to work. Anyways, I think that's all I'm going to say on this video. Thank you for listening, and thank you for watching. If you're going through this, stay strong. I will definitely pray for you, and you'll make it out. Remember, peace is the best option in this case, and I hope your journey is full of peace. So, on that note, thank you for watching, and blessed be.